Previously on Follow the Leader.
Today, we're playing Catbox by Marness. For those of you who are new to this game, here are the basics. Catbox is a GM-less tabletop game meant to evoke crime thriller movies about people with differing agendas all stuck in the same place. Think of things like Reservoir Dogs, The Hateful Eight, Hotel Artemis, or Bad Times at the El Royale. Each player will play a character with a secret agenda to complete, one that may or may not place them in direct opposition to the other characters and NPCs they are trapped with.
So, my character's name is Marius Favors, uses they, them pronouns. Their occupation is professor. Specifically, they're a professor of, folkloric / occultish studies.
For my end of things, I have chosen to go back to Warden W. Lockwood, he, him pronouns. Here, he is an astronomer in his own right.
My character's name is Ashley Marshall, pronouns they, them. Call me Ash. I'm a local guide that's been employed by this town's tourism board.
Why not both? There is a ledger that looks to be financial in nature. And there is also another small book that is hand-bound. The cover doesn't have anything on it, but the binding is very nice. It's clear whoever did this, took great care in binding this little book. And inside that book are some writings that are definitely not in English, accompanied with some symbols that look like they could be occult in nature.
Oh boy. That's fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, one of these. Okay. We've got a tome, baby. A verified tome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Warden, will flip through that for a bit and realizing that he has no capability of reading this, per se, quickly diverts to the ledger, and I think he'll secret that away in one of his blazer pockets before putting the false bottom back in place. And one, resecuring the drawer, and two, quickly hurrying out of there to his private room.
Did you put the gun back?
Yeah, no, the gun's definitely back. He's not moving that thing, and he's not touching it.
Okay, good.
At least as far as getting it out of the way so he can access the false bottom.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Fun times. I'm excited for this turn of events. How's Ash doing?
We now return to your game, already in progress.
That's a good question. Sorry, I'm trying to twist my secrets to fit current events.
Oh, that's so fair, though. The conspiracy becomes ever more twisted. The web gets a few new cells.
Yeah, I think... How in-depth does the scene actually need to be, do we think?
I mean, you can abstract it out as much as you want.
I think that we are going to abstract this a bit, because Ash is going to search the basement. But more so to fish out something to bring back to Warden as a pretense of having done what they said they would do.
Oh boy.
This is I am attempting to find the minimum viable product while attending to my own business. So what trinket do we think I find down there?
That's a good question. I mean, I'm not privy to what happened with Ash and Warden, so I think it might be best if Cory answers that question.
No, that's fair. My goodness. 'Cause now with what Chess is swinging around and hiding in a desk, it's one of those things where I have to wonder for Cash's thing, right? Is Cash... How innocent is Cash in all of this? Or does Cash have an agenda also somewhere in the way? And could this be related to that?
Okay, let's have some fun things that it's not a secret action because it doesn't include another player.
Yeah. Hang on.
But just some fun stuff that neither character sees but the camera sees.
Okay. All right.
I think Ash finds something that belongs to Cash. Right? Some book or something like that. Maybe not even a book. No, let's stick with that. There's just a pretty innocent journal that's managed to stay on a top shelf and isn't just completely soaked through.
Okay.
And I think the camera sees Ash finding a blank enough page, and a plausible enough page, and putting, unsure if it's the same symbols, but putting some suspicious looking symbols into the journal.
Oh.
Interesting.
Huh.
And then they'll tuck it into a pocket. I think we cut away from anything else they do down here. But Marius has a good attention to detail. So I think it would be fun if we had Cory mute, and I will tell August what Marius sees.
Oh boy. Yeah, sure. I'll definitely.
Okay.
Alright. So I think the more obvious thing that probably Warden would notice as well, but this is not going to be a surprise to him. I think the next morning, Ash is actively drying their shorts, which did not get wet when they went outside last night. I think as you're also scrutinizing them, there was a flash of chain around their neck, but under their shirt, that is now no longer there.
Okay. Interesting.
So something has been moved.
Okay.
Although you probably don't know what. And you know that they went somewhere wet.
Cool. In that case, I think I will summon Cory back and ask you to deafen.
Great.
Okay.
So,
Oh, all
so
right.
we've got a secret action to discuss as well.
That we do. Oh boy. Can't wait to see how these two things are going to crash together.
Yeah.
So, Warden reaches out to Marius after obtaining the ledger and secreting it away. Warden will give Marius a tip that there is that tome that's hidden in the desk. He also very specifically does not mention the ledger that he has snatched.
Okay. Does he mention what he was doing to find the tome?
Yes, I think he'll note that there was a drawer with the false bottom, and he will add that there was a gun on top of it. Like he'll note with some awkwardness that it's maybe not on the up and up, but it seemed interesting and strange.
Okay. And you had mentioned in our DMs that Warden would make a request in return.
Yep. In return for giving Marius some information on the book, he would ask for them to just keep an eye out and let him know if anything interesting about the observatory comes up.
All right. Yeah, Marius will agree. They notably do not press on why you found a secret compartment in Chess's desk.
Yeah, that's so fair. We love to leave little things unsaid, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So that brings it back up to my
Yep.
my turn.
Yeah, it does.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
So you think we're the next morning maybe?
Yeah, I think it's the next morning, and the rains maybe have lightened, but they're still going based on that forecast that Cash spoke to.
Yeah. All right. I think Marius is an early riser. Let's say it's probably, by the time they're up and ready, it's probably like 6:30. Are either of you up and about at this hour?
Warden is definitely not. True to what he said, he is very much a late riser, and part of this is just based around the work that he does. So it takes him quite a while to rouse in the mornings. He generally doesn't even tend to be up until maybe about like 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the earliest.
Okay.
I think Ash has put themselves in a position where they cannot help but be awake as soon as someone else in this house is.
Okay.
Just because it requires going through their sleeping space to do anything.
Cool. So Ash wakes up to Marius rattling around the house. I don't think they're immediately acting on some recently gathered information. What are they doing? Are they just, I think they're on their way back to the observatory when Ash wakes up. They're not specifically trying to be stealthy about it. I think that they assume that everybody else is asleep and that they can walk around freely without realizing, oh wait, Ash is in a central area. And I think when Ash wakes up, they notice that Marius has a pen behind their ear and their notepad in one hand.
So I think Ash, a little disoriented. I think the obvious part is that they have kind of tied some spare linens around their waist in lieu of their now drying shorts. They have, like, a spare beach towel as a kilt at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Professor, good morning. Can I help you with something?
Oh, Mixed Marshall, I hadn't, intended to wake you, but...
It's hard to help that. I don't sleep very soundly, usually.
I think Marius doesn't know how to respond to that that statement, so they don't. And instead they say, "My apologies, I was just on my way to the observatory. I wanted to..." And here they pause. "I wanted to have a little time to myself before everyone woke up."
Oh, yes, of course. Well, don't let me disturb you. I can... I suppose I can attempt to go back to sleep. Or at least keep resting my eyes.
Marius nods and says, "All right then. I suppose I will see you later when breakfast occurs."
Yes, and of course, I'm here at your service if you need anything.
I think Marius just kind of nods curtly and says, "It's appreciated. Now if you will excuse me." And they head off towards the observatory. But if Ash wants to tail them to see what they're up to, just let me know.
Well, it's fun if they do.
Yeah. You actually... Marius is easy to tail because they're kind of walking with purpose. And when they get to the observatory, they actually take the pen out from behind their ear and they scrawl some things on pieces of paper in their notepad. But I'm imagining it's like a spiral-bound notepad, like one of the ones that has the spiral binding at the top and you flip it open that way. And they tear out the pieces of paper that they've written on, or if you're looking very closely, it doesn't look so much like writing as it is, drawing abstract symbols. And they go to some places around the room and slip those pieces of paper, like, in between books or under things where they're not easily seen before going and then doing as they seem, had said, taking some time for themselves to look at some of the other books on the shelves, just see if they see anything else that catches their eye. And that is what Marius is doing this morning.
Warden's action, sleep. No. Okay. Yeah, I think Warden's gonna take some time to go through that ledger that he secreted away last night, because he is deathly curious to know what in the heck allowed for that new lens to get installed. So, given the relative privacy of the guest room and hoping that the others will be distracted enough, he'll start paging through to see if he can notice anything within recent entries to see, like, hey, from the time that Cash has arrived here, what's the cost situation like? Where the heck did these lenses come from? What's the situation with them?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess this is the question too, like, about the ledger here. We've noted that Chess does like a little editorializing of notes and things. Is he the same way with his ledger, or is he just down to pure numbers with it?
I think it's more fun if he's the same way with his ledger.
Nice.
Like, no one's supposed to see this ledger, so it's okay if there's a little bit of extra flavor in it, in his mind.
Okay. Oh, man.
I think it's fun if there are a bunch of transactions, though, that seem completely out of left field. Like, money coming in with, the ledger has, like, a one-word blurb for labeling that transaction, but it's, thousands of dollars coming in, and then, further down the line, maybe thousands of dollars going out with the same blurb. I think it's not a difficult leap of logic to know that whatever's going on here, Chess is cooking the books. Like, we said we're in, like, the 80s.
Yeah.
So, there's not, like, electronic records to be tampered with. It's all paper records, and
Yep.
You're willing to bet if you found, like, the official ledger, it would not match this.
Is Chess honest with the label, or is it more like a donation situation,
Which do you think would be more interesting, Shrog?
Honest with the label, you say?
Yeah. Here in this private journal.
I think you can be a little more explicit about what's going on.
Okay. This is one of those things where I turn and ask, is it something that's more mundane, or is it something that is out there, more particularly? Because if I'm reading this, and if I'm taking this in context with the tome in that drawer, I'm thinking it's a cult situation, I'm going to be honest.
I think it's fun if there's a cult.
Okay.
Yeah.
Astronomical or astrological cult situation. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
I do think there is also some head-turning part of the mundane, though. I think there's one of the large incoming transactions to Chess that is marked plainly as services rendered,
Oh.
and it is from the town's tourism board.
Oh boy.
Oh no. Huh. Okay. All right. Oh boy. Ah, jeez. That's not good. That's very bad. Hang on. Wait a second. Oh dear. I think Warden is a knower of things now, unfortunately. He'll slip that back into his blazer. I think that's what he does until he gets up and has breakfast at noon.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
What's Ash up to?
I think Ash is attempting to find an excuse at some point during the day to double back to the observatory at some time when Marius is not trying to be there.
Oh, that's fun.
Are they able to steal away without obstruction?
So, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret.
Mm-hmm.
Those pieces of paper that Marius planted were meant to be wards, so they could tell when somebody was coming and going from the observatory. So, Marius isn't there when you get there, but I am saying, August to Shrog, there is a very high chance that Marius will arrive, if you're open to that.
Okay. Sure. How are they going about this?
That is a very good question.
I think they are going to slip in. I don't think that we have yet said that they've delivered the journal they got from the basement.
Mm-hmm. I have not indeed heard of that yet, yes.
So, they are going to start by slipping that out of their shirt pocket and setting that on a back corner of one of the tables. Or, or at like an end of one of the shelves. And then, because I think they saw at least one of the places where Marius was putting these slips.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it wouldn't be difficult for you to have seen at least one of those locations.
Yeah. So they are going to fish out that little torn slip of paper. Look at the symbol written on it.
Mm-hmm.
Frown as they don't really know what they're looking at. And shove it into a shirt pocket.
Okay. I would like to pause there because I am performing a secret action that I would like to get on record before we go any further.
Fine. Who else is involved in the secret action?
Cory.
Yo soy.
All right.
Or
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Hit with it.
Yeah, so for the listeners at home, you already know that Marius basically was warding the observatory to see if anybody came in to snoop around, and upon the ward being disturbed by Ash, they do go to Warden and let him know.
Okay.
And they say, I intend to go investigate.
Yeah, okay. I think if Warden is aware, he will eavesdrop on what's going on.
All right. Is he eavesdropping in such a way that Marius knows he's eavesdropping?
Yes, I think he would mention that if Marius is there, because he's going to say like, well, if you're concerned, I can hang out nearby if you think something's going to happen.
All right, that sounds reasonable.
Okay, so yeah, with that pretense, Warden will be listening in.
Okay, I'm going to summon Shrog back.
Hiyo.
Hello again.
Hello
Okay, settled
again.
out.
So, not long after you pick up that slip of paper, unfortunately, Marius stands in the doorway of the observatory.
Oh, Professor.
Mixed Marshal.
Have you seen a small journal, about this large? Cash was looking for it.
I've seen several journals in here, but I don't believe I've seen one in those dimensions. Did he say where he last saw it?
Well, I could have sworn he said it was here, but... Oh, this must be it. And Ash retrieves the planted journal that you're pretty sure wasn't here this morning.
Mm-hmm. I raise an eyebrow, but don't say anything.
Well, observatory is all yours. Doesn't seem like the storm is going to let up anytime soon, though, so not sure how much use the telescope is going to be to you.
We shall see. I know that Mr. Lockwood is interested in investigating the functionality of the telescope upgrades, which perhaps he can do even with the storm staying stationary overhead.
Oh, well. Regardless, I think with that sort of technical work, I'd just be getting in the way. I'll leave you to it then.
All right.
No, I won't be far if you need anything.
I think Marius just nods and kind of stands there awkwardly because they're not sure what to say in response to that. And they're just kind of glancing around. That awkward moment where you're just like waiting for someone to leave, but you don't know what else to say.
Yeah, they will. They'll leave. I don't think this necessarily needs to be a secret action. But Ash is gonna hand off that journal to Warden at a moment when Marius is not around.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Fairly put. So Warden will receive the journal, I'm assuming, with the blank page tampered?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think these are very similar symbols to the ones that were in the tome we found earlier.
Interesting. Okay.
All
Nodding
right.
my head.
And I believe that brings us to what Warden is up to. Well, no, I guess it brings us to what Marius is up to, because that was Ash's.
Action in this case, yes.
Yeah.
What the favor's doing?
Oh boy. I'm torn. Because Marius knows where there's a gun now. Yeah, I think this is going to be abstracted a little bit.
Sure.
But I think that Marius, like, checks to see where Chess and Cash are, and noting their locations goes to the same desk that Warden had gotten the ledger from, and takes the gun, and then takes the tome, puts the false bottom back in the drawer, looks through the desk a little further and finds the ammo for the gun, and takes that too.
Oh boy. Oh, that's fun.
And goes back to their room.
Oh dear.
I figure we gotta shake things up. Marius has got to keep people on their toes. You know.
Now, when we were joking about everyone's secret asset being a gun,
Yeah.
Ooh, it's just out there now, huh?
Marius, as far as I know, Marius does indeed have one more gun than the rest of us.
No! I asked how it would be too. Now I know. But in all seriousness, I'm glad that's floating around now.
Yeah.
That's just great. This is a problem. Hey. I think Warden's gonna go have a conversation with Chess.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little something fun here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're gonna go talk to Chess and see if they can't get a little more out of them about these weird secrets all of a sudden.
August,
Yes.
may I?
Oh?
Yes.
Oh?
Okay.
Hello?
I just like to play chess during this scene.
Yeah, by all means.
Worrying.
All right, pawn to e4. No, wait.
Oh, hang on.
Different kind.
1 second. Yeah, no. Knight e5. I don't even know if that's I don't have the chessboard laid on my brain, so I can't tell if that's actually a legal move for an opening, but anyway. Yeah, okay. That's good to know. So yes, Warden will go and knock on Chess's door wherever he might happen to be. Mr. Holly.
Yes, come in.
Yeah, he'll let himself in and then carefully close the door behind him. I had something I was hoping to discuss.
And what might that be?
Well, I was hoping to know a little more about the telescope lens that was put up on the observatory recently. Cash mentioned it.
Ah, yes. Bit of a recent development. That thing hasn't been updated in, I want to say, 40 years. It was certainly due for a replacement. Things have advanced so much.
Oh, of course, yes. We want to be able to see.
Manufacturing and all that.
Yeah, he'll nod, like, further out and all of that. I just wanted to ask. I mean, I've tried reading the manual. It's a little dry. I didn't know if there was anything that you might be able to explain to me about it.
Well, I don't know that there's much to it. It's a lens array with a higher resolution to it. I don't know how lenses work.
That's fine. We can abstract that a little. As it is dancing a bit around the topic that Warden is hoping to get to. And I think, like, we'll go... the tech talk continues a little bit. Like, Warden will share a bit of his expectations, but somewhere along the way in the conversation, he'll sort of, like, look up, like, a bit abstractly and say, well, and this was the curious thing, when I was talking to Cash about it, he mentioned that he wasn't quite sure how you managed to afford it.
That boy worries too much. We have plenty of money left in the family coffers, especially as I don't want for much in this house. It's been a sturdy enough structure for generations. Doesn't need a thing since it's been electrified, really.
Okay, that's, I understand that modern convenience helps pad these things out a little bit, but I don't need to use it necessarily to know that it's rather impressively cutting edge for somewhere as far out as here. I would have thought that something like that would require almost a public grant to fund, not just necessarily family, coffers.
Well, I suppose you've caught me there in a little bit of a confession. I mean, yes, I do from time to time apply for research grants. As little as I have to publish these days, I don't exactly want that getting out, but it's one of the few spots for 100 miles where things aren't polluted by all these blasted city lights.
And he'll nod, and he'll, like, consider this for a bit and say, is that really all that the lenses are for?
What exactly are you getting at, Mr. Lockwood?
Well, I just happened across something a bit interesting about them.
Oh, what might that be?
Obviously, I can't tell entirely where it came from, but I have a feeling you're not being entirely above the board either.
And as you're so keen to tell me my business, maybe you'd be so kind as to elaborate.
And I think at that point, Warden will produce the ledger, holding it up, and open it to the page surrounding the transactions resulting in the lens. Now, I'm not exactly an economic expert, but I don't think I need to talk too deeply to explain why this looks strange, do I?
Take it to snooping around my personal effects, Mr. Lockwood.
Only with good reason, mind you.
So, what now? Are you a police officer as well as an academic now? You going to haul me down to the station?
I only want to know the truth. I have no designs for trying to turn you in. If it has to come to that, then I'm afraid that's a course of action I'd be willing to take. But if you tell me here and now what this is meant for and how you got it, then I'll simply leave it at that.
It's meant for the only thing a telescope is ever meant for, my dear Mr. Lockwood. It's meant for watching the skies.
For what exactly? Because I can't imagine it's just for stars. Not with how this was funded.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. No, it's meant for watching for things a bit more mobile than that.
Okay, yeah. I think this is a good time to pull this. Warden will consider this, and then he will reach into his blazer and pull out something else. And I think this is the time where I start to reveal secret asset.
Oh boy.
Warden has come packing something extra, and this something is, and let me pull it from the tabletop notes here, he has knowledge of the sordid past between Chestnut Holly and his grandfather, Grandpa Lockwood.
Okay.
And so from his blazer, he's going to produce a manila envelope.
Okay.
And he will take pieces out of it and start laying them out as a net. One is a letter, like a last letter to Warden from his grandfather, talking about activities that he had done with Chestnut Holly in the past. In addition to that is newspaper articles, correspondence, star chart movements, additional just strange encounters that seem almost like a madman's ravings, but that he lays out in a network, one next to another, next to another, next to another. And he'll, out of arm's length of Chess, but in demonstration that he can see well, spread them each one to one. I was always told by my grandfather, especially that when he passed, that he would have a place that he inhabited in the stars. And I didn't realize at first what sort of thing it would be connected to, but I knew it had to center around here. And this ledger, and he'll hold it up again, on that same page with all the strange transactions. I think this had the last piece in it. When I thought he was talking about a place among the stars, I thought he was being metaphorical. I didn't realize he was being very, very literal about that. And you know something about that, don't you?
May I make a suggestion?
Hmm?
Does Chess go for the gun?
Ooh.
That's not there.
I like that suggestion, but oddly I think it's the opposite of how I was planning to take it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
No, you do you.
That's a great question to just
that is
throw
so
out there,
good, though. No, that's great. Just above the table, before I say more as this NPC,
Uh-huh.
may I ask, has the secret asset come up in the talks that I was not privy to?
No.
Okay, so me taking it in a direction is not going to ruin previously established things.
Yeah, no. This is something that
Great.
Warden has kept very close to his chest for at least this asset.
Yeah, I think seeing these remembrances of the Elder Lockwood, Chess almost starts to tear up.
Oh.
Does the Elder Lockwood have a name yet?
I'll call him... If Warden is what he is named, then I think the Elder Lockwood is Keeper.
Okay.
Nice.
Keeper always thought there was another way. By God, I hope he found it.
What do you mean when you say another way?
Well, you have to understand that this is not a planet of much remarkable activity. You have to draw attention.
It's not just meant to look out, is it? I think we're both up to speed with each other. What is it that you're trying to get the attention of?
Ones who are meant to come and get us, take us away from this blasted place. But there are precious few ways to do that. And any kind of signal that we can produce with these mundane instruments is woefully insufficient. So, I take it you've put together that sacrifices have to be made.
And is that just of your own financial assets or of something more?
Oh, Mr. Lockwood. Do you think this is a mere drizzle we're in the middle of?
Oh, God.
Blast that, Marshal. They were too quick to jump on the opportunity. It could have been more than 5.
Okay, yeah, I think Warden catching the implication will turn pale as a sheet.
Do you think we should cut there?
Yeah, I think that's a great place to cut.
And I think where we cut is to Ash having an argument with Cash that I think maybe Marius walks straight into the middle of.
Okay. Yeah. By all means, set the scene.
Yeah. I think this is just straight in the middle of the house. I think Ash is getting punched in the face.
Oh!
Oh!
And Cash is yelling, "What have you done?"
I think Marius, runs over and situates themselves between Ash and Cash and is just like, "What are you doing?" And I think this is to Cash, not Ash.
Yeah. My father had all these notions. I couldn't talk him out of them. But this lunatic was right on board with him. I never wanted to see them again. And now they're saying that they've put things in motion? That they're going to fulfill what my father's been after, and I don't know what it means, but it can't be anything good.
I think it's at this point that Marius goes a little pale, and so I think the gun and ammo went into a pants pocket, and the book is tucked up under one arm, and they take the book and are like, does it have to do with this?
Okay, we've talked about a lot of books. Please remind me which book you are referring to.
This is the one that was hidden in Chess's desk under the gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
The actual tome, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Ash is gonna grin. Have you figured out what it means yet?
So I think at this point we're going to pause.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a secret asset.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I have the summoning name of a ghost.
Ooh, we love those.
We love
which I am going to speak this summoning name and whisper, "Years of love have been forgot in the hatred of a minute." And as Marius says these words, a wisp coalesces in front of them. And they whisper, "Get Lockwood out of here." Before the wisp, shoots off in the direction of where Warden and Chess are conversing.
Out of here? What, do you want to condemn him to die?
There's much afoot here, and if I have any say about it, only one person is dying tonight. And then to Cash, they say, "Where is your father?"
Yeah, Cash is gonna try to rack his brain for a minute. I think he was still in his office when I left him. I'll find him.
No, I'll find him.
But where do you intend to go? There's still there's still no way off the mountain.
Marius doesn't answer before taking off. Now, whether Marius's read on the situation is actually the correct one is entirely beside the point. Now, I don't think it was a secret action that summoning the ghost to warn off Warden, but I do think it's worth resolving that before the next scene.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Things are kind of flying at parallel time now, so
Yeah.
Let's what's this look like, huh? A ghost just appears?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, a ghost appears. They are vaguely humanoid in shape,
Great.
largely indistinct. They have a head that is mostly featureless, but I think that you can still hear a voice despite there being no mouth. And the voice says, "You must go."
Oh, yeah, okay. Warden doesn't know that this isn't connected to what he is now extremely sure a ritual to kill all of them, so... Yeah, I think he hurriedly shovels up all of the papers that he laid out, and he'll just bolt. He doesn't have time to hang around for this anymore. He needs to get out, and he will take his chances with the elements rather than sitting right here and for sure being dead as hell. Everything getting shoved hurriedly in the manila envelope, including the ledger and the journal that he got from Ash. As he just bolts down past probably where all of this is going down.
Does Chess also see the ghost?
Yes. The ghost is not invisible.
Okay. I think in the chaos, you take note of Chess pointing to the ghost and saying, "What's this doing here? It's going to throw off the signal. It's supposed to be a ring around the mountain, not on it."
Oh boy.
The ghost more than just a warning? Does it do something with Chess?
I think that's all that Chess says.
Okay.
If this ghost is going to do anything in light of this.
I don't think the ghost does anything. The only request that it had was to warn Warden off, so...
Okay.
I think maybe the ghost cocks their head at Chess, but dissipates rather than saying anything.
Okay. Yeah. If we're all flying at the same time, I think as Warden is flying by, I don't know that he stops for his bags necessarily, but he will yell over to Marius because he has been given information that has caused him to form a mistaken impression of what's happening. And he'll tell Marius, "Dr. Favors, we need to leave. He's in on it." And he'll point at Cash before continuing to run.
This does not dissuade Marius from... I'm imagining there's a staircase that leads up to the floor with the office on it. And Marius is just grimly walking up that staircase.
I think Ash still in almost confusion. Where do you think you're going to go? The flood has already started. And it's too late now. You're never going to be able to stop it. And I'd like to reveal my secret asset at this point.
Oh no.
Ash had, at the beginning of this, an amulet that was controlling the rainstorm.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
That seemed to not be on their person after the first night. As whatever they have done to control it, it is now continuing on its own, per last instructions, and it is stashed somewhere.
Awesome.
You can probably put together the pieces that, between the two of you, it is stashed in the basement.
That is unfortunately not where Marius is going.
Yeah.
With shaking fingers, they are loading the 38 special. And I think that it's pretty fair to reveal my secret agenda, which is I have been contacted and coerced into killing Chestnut Holly.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
And at this point, there's nobody between me and him. So I don't even knock. I just open the door. And does Chess say anything to Marius as Marius enters?
I think it's just confusion for us for a moment. For enough of a moment. As he's expecting maybe Warden or maybe Ash even, but was not expecting Marius. And I think he just has time to go, Professor?
For the audience at home, I flipped a coin. To determine whether or not Marius could actually hold the gun steady enough to get off a shot.
Great. Okay.
And I don't want to say it's rotten luck. I guess it's rotten luck for Chess because they just squeeze their eyes shut and hold out the gun and fire. And the bullet does catch Chess.
All right. And I think just shocked, hand to the chest now stained with blood. I think he takes a look out the window and just murmurs, "But I was so close." And he falls to the floor dead.
I think at this point, Marius, drops the gun as though it were superheated, and they just stare at what they've done. And that's Marius' scene.
Yeah.
Everybody hears a gunshot.
Okay. Great. Oh boy. I'm gonna flip my own coin here really quick. Yeah, okay. I think Warden at first opens the door, and then they get a flash of the outside and just how terrible and chaotic it is at the moment. With the rains driving hard, with, I'm assuming what now is a whipped up into full storm again. Something that shows no signs of letting up. And now that he has confirmed through conversation with Chess is very much unnatural.
Yeah, I think to the extent that it lightened up at some point during this stay, it's more that this mountaintop has entered the eye of this storm. And that you can see all around is much greater devastation.
So that strange sort of calm of the drizzle, but of seeing everything whipping around not too far out. And Warden wears glasses, but he's well experienced enough and also up to date enough on his prescription that he can see this in the distance somewhat through the darkness. And given the choice between flee or not fight necessarily, but redirect, he chooses to instead go the opposite direction. He can't take cover outside like he had hoped. Not far enough away from whatever this is. And the eye gives an idea of how far he would need to be. And being that far would most certainly consign him to a certain death. Much the same as if he stayed. So rather than trying to run out into the eye, he trusts no one else in the house but Marius at this point. And I think he will, with the expectation that Marius is probably doing something, and he does not know what, and he's not sure that he cares to know what at this point, he'll go to the last place where he knows there's no one at the moment and dive down into the basement. As even amongst the waters, he is intending to try and take some form of cover there from whatever was raging above.
Okay.
Definitely more of a desperate motion than anything, but something to keep him alive.
Oh boy.
Alright, then if we jump to Ash, I think there's chaos in the main room. There is a gunshot. And I think Cash follows that. But Ash sees Warden diving down to the basement. And knows what is also there. So they are going to follow Warden. I think my goal is to keep Warden from finding this amulet.
Okay. I will posit a question along with this. Is there something that makes the amulet obvious?
I mean, it very clearly has, like, storm cloud imagery.
Okay.
And it's been put somewhere that isn't completely underwater.
Got it.
Right? So it's high and dry for the time being. And clearly looks important.
Got it.
So Warden has definitely gotten here first.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah. Strange object moment. Let's deal with this then, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the interesting thing is, and this is speaking with traits that are out in the open, between the two of them, while Ash has the acute sense of direction, the fast talking, the expert driving, Warden is actually pretty physically fit. And I mentioned that up front. So I think if he spots this, he would be quite a contender to beat. Especially in a short burst sprint like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
How does Ash try to beat him?
I mean, I think it's just through pure desperation and the slightest edge of having been down here before, having placed this, knowing the route. But I don't think it's enough. I think you absolutely get there first.
Got it. All right. I think we'll take that on its face then. I think Warden spots this, scrambles up to wherever it is, and has the amulet in his grips.
All right. Now, does Warden have any experience with the occult?
Actually, this is the funny thing. For him, he was expecting the paranormal, but not the occult, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
His expectation was aliens. So, learning that this is a ritual for something beyond has thrown him completely out of his balance. And there is only one reaction that someone can muster if they don't understand something. Break it.
Yeah.
But that's not an order. That's just the intention. I mean, I think it's time to poke at Marius and see what Marius is. It almost sounds like closing moves are at this point.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey Marius, what you up to? You just shot a man.
I did just shoot a man. I'll be honest, I don't know that Marius sticks around after shooting Chess. I think they maybe pass Cash. Like they bolt and they pass Cash on their way down. I don't know if Marius joins them in the basement, though, because how does Marius know that the basement's where it's at?
Does the wisp lead you down there?
Oh,
Yeah, does it follow?
yeah.
Because Warden did not flee.
Yeah, good call. So Marius follows their ghost down to the basement.
Yeah. Ignoring the wails and screams from Cash upstairs.
Well, they know what that's about.
Yeah. I just had to.
That's not
just
wrong.
had to remind you.
That's not incorrect.
I'm not saying that Marius is completely unaffected, because boy howdy, did they just kill somebody, but also there's other stuff at hand too. And they come down the stairs, they're the last to arrive. And what do they do? Do they just announce their presence by being like, we have to leave? And not quite register exactly what's going on? I think that might be the case. I think that they're just like, we have to leave, and they're not quite registering, the situation.
Okay, cool, great. That's good. That can lead into something I can do. All right. Marius, I'm assuming, is at the foot of the stairs or otherwise at the door of the basement, but visible to the other two, I'm assuming, in this case, right?
Yes.
Where is Ash in the situation?
I think between the two of you. Trying to wade through this basement to get to the amulet that Warden has clutched in his fist.
Gotcha. And Warden, of course, is atop the dry spot where Ash has planted this. So I think Warden seeing Marius... Is Marius still holding the gun, by the way?
No, Marius dropped the gun.
Okay. I think Warden seeing Marius, rather than trying to just shatter this right here, gets a bolt, because earlier on, Warden pointed out the strange tome to Marius, hoping that Marius would know things about it. I think because he realizes extremely suddenly that he's out of his depth, between what Chess mentioned, between him seeing the ghost that tried to urge him out of here, and between getting this amulet in his hands, he will take the next desperate action in his mind, which is just to throw this at Marius. So he will give this amulet a fastball special to try and get it over.
Well, one of Marius's traits is high dexterity. So I think that Marius is able to catch it.
But what about Ash?
That's a good point. This is probably a challenge at this point, huh?
Yeah, I think the best Ash can do is try to flail for their satchel, because, they have a decent physique, but they're kind of between two high points. And so their desperate move is to try to fling up something that can catch this. Because they are desperate to complete their agenda, which it seems like it's probably time to reveal. Their agenda is to finish a job. And in this case, it was to finish this, ritual sacrifice
Nice.
that Chess set them onto by using this amulet to create this unstoppable storm.
Gods. That's so fair. And I think at this point, too, Warden will just shout out what it was that he was after, because his agenda, in this case, was to uncover a secret of the setting. I think he's done that a couple of times over now.
Damn, he sure has.
Yeah.
And he is putting himself at the mercy of Marius, as he says, "We need this storm to end now. And you can do this. Just take this," and he'll throw it as it sails overhead. Probably, I think it like skates over the top of what's thrown at it, and goes at an odd angle before it manages to make its way over to Marius.
Yeah, and I think Marius is able to snatch it out of the air, and in doing so, they can feel the tingle of the magic and smell, like, the ozone of the energy in the amulet. What's the amulet made of again?
It hasn't been specified yet. What's a good, like, storm-related material?
A piece of polished wood with, like, the Lichtenberg burn marks.
Yeah, my only other one would have been a piece of sea glass.
'Tis your amulet, Shrog.
Why not both? Yeah, a wooden carved storm cloud with a sea glass lightning bolt set into it.
Incredible.
Love it. And I think Marius drops it to the ground and stomps on it a few times. And I don't think that it, like, shatters or anything like that, but I think, like, the wood warps and the sea glass lightning bolt gets dislodged, and maybe, you know, a part of it chips off.
Alright. Yeah, I think it goes up with, like, this pulse as the energy is driven from it. And Ash just flops back into, like, this waist-deep water, just defeated by this. And there's this moment of silence in this basement as the sounds of the storm gradually dissipate.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
So, the game ends when every character's secret agenda is completed, when none are left that can be completed, or when all characters with outstanding agendas decide to abandon them in favor of another purpose. I think we're to the point now where 2 agendas have been completed and 1 no longer can be.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed.
So, man.
I think, like all good endings, the way that this looks is the denouement is right here. The damage past this is not expressible. There are weeks that will need to take place before all of this can resolve. But what we have right now are the 3 of our characters here scattered in the basement. Marius foot down on the amulet, Ash defeated in the water, and Warden still, like, recovering from the throw somewhere atop that dry point. And I think it's sort of like an above shot almost, like a top-down diorama as it zooms out, and between the parting clouds shows the mountain sodden, destroyed, and recovering from the effects of that storm.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Awesome.
Hot dang.
That was a game.
Yeah.
That's a game, y'all.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to putting this all together because of the way that we needed to do it.
Oh, yeah.
This is gonna be good.
Yeah.
Hope
Well, let's
It
close
has
it
been
out, shall we?
good.
My God. Hey, folks. Yet again, so this was Catbox by Marness. Go pick it up. My goodness. Like, I have played similar sorts of games before with hidden information, like, and of course, my closest comparison to something like this, immediately because it mentions heists, is going to be Fiasco. But much in this, like, the nature and telling and story of this, like, this is fun. Playing with hidden information stuff is fun. And I'm glad that we were able to do this in one good short shot. But yeah, no, like, highly recommend. Please do it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, as was before, I'm Cory, or I was Cory anyway. Catch me here with you, or if you will it, Catch me on also Sagas of the Sunless Reach, a Pathfinder 2e campaign put on by one of the other folks here in the cast. That's Zach. See me there as Apricus the Luminary. And please, if you love this content, if you want to see more of it, if you want to see a different take on games here too, or more traditional GM-based gameplay, go poke at our Patreon, subscribe, toss us a couple of dollars, and you can gain access to it and see other styles of tabletop that are played here on Follow the Leader.
Yeah.
Also with me here has been August.
Hello, I've been August. You can still find me on Tumblr at Strange Harpy and at Blue Sky at Harpydora. And seconding Sagas of the Sunless Reach. It's really good. It's probably either complete or close to complete by the time this comes out, so you have no excuse. Yeah.
And also with me has been Shrog.
I've been Shrog. You can still find me on the internet at Secret Frog or The Secret Frog, being not as much of a villain.
Are you a real villain? Shall we clap out?
Yeah, let's clap.
Journey to distant realms, explore the furthest reaches of the universe, survive deadly dangers, experience matters of the heart, and more in a new actual play podcast. Join me, Audrey. That's right, just me, as I play tabletop games designed for one player. From journaling games to tarot games to even games that take me outside, I'm bringing you along for the ride. Join me for every episode of Alone at the Table,